here on this planet as consisting of chapters like a book, my life book. Warren was introduced in a chapter of my life called Meeting the Javiers. I just might be one of, if not the longest, friends he had, seeing that I have known Warren since I was 5 years old. Warren was 4 years my elder, and yet he did not treat me like an older brother, but as a friend. We hung out together and did so many things together. He was always polite, caring, concerned. He was meticulous and shrewd, meaning he was astute, aware, and having good judgment. He planned well and thought things out. He strategized in everything he did. I think that intimidated people. My life book chapters are flooded with Warren, including his family. They are splattered throughout my life book. There is the chapter with Meg. This was our little gang, basically just Warren and I. Meg stood for martial arts gang. We idolized Bruce Lee and Kung Fu movies were our staple. We even did the visit and challenge a karate school. The sensei matched up Warren with one of his black belts. Too funny. Still, other chapters include us riding our dirt bikes, Warren introducing me to his mom Pat's kimchi, best thing I ever tasted. There are, of course, chapters of us working out together. I remember Warren walking to Echo Park just so he could fill his punching bag with sand that came from the playground. It must have weighed 80 pounds. We punched that thing like dedicated Bruce Lee wannabes. It was like hitting concrete, but hey, we were Meg. There's a chapter of Warren letting me know that he was leaving for the Navy. The chapter of Warren coming back and telling me his tales and adventures in the Navy, and of people he made money off of by charging interest for loaning them money. He said, hey, that's what they get for blowing all their cash. He shared his passion for Motown music and the times we looked out for clubs where we could go hang out and dance with the girls. There's the one chapter that I believe is probably the most important chapter. Warren found his way in my life book again on Sunday, June 9th, 1985. I married my wife, Elvira, and Warren gave his life to Jesus Christ that day. Warren continued to be a part of my life book as we served Christ together, outreach together, and stayed in touch. He was there for me when my dad passed away. He was there when my mom passed, and he was there for me when my brother and sister passed back to back. I lost them both. I still remember Warren's comforting voice when all this took place. I am now in this chapter of my life book, and I have just realized that these moments, or rather these chapters in my life book, are not chapters at all. They're only the foreword of the book. Books have both a foreword and an introduction right before the book actually unfolds. I realize that this is merely the foreword of Warren's life book. Check this out. His life book's introduction began at Warren's last breath. It was when God called Warren that his life book introduction was penned. Now Warren's life book is being written, a new chapter after chapter. His book is being written for all eternity. I loved my friend and brother in Christ. I will always cherish our times together. I look forward to joining Warren when it is my time to have my introduction written in my life book. Wow, imagine that introduction. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Enter thou into your rest. Amazing introduction to a book yet to be written. I ponder now on a widow's grief, a mother's woe, a brother's and a sister's loss, a good friend, a pastor, a disciple gone. When I lost my dad, my mom, my brother, and my sister, I took time to grieve. I grieved because it hurt to lose them. However, I did not grieve for them. Warren, my friend and brother, along with my departed family, are living the best life ever. This is because of Jesus Christ. They are home. Did you know that in heaven, nothing, I mean nothing, is dead? In this world, we smell the smells of decay. Things die here, but you won't smell that in heaven. It is as God intended. Warren, I was only part of your forward in your life book as you are of mine. One day my introduction will be written and then I will be living with you in our eternity at home. My deepest condolences to Lillian. You are the best thing that ever happened to my friend Warren. You are his best friend and life partner. Praying for you each day for comfort and strength. Auntie Pat, I can't imagine seeing one of your children going before you. I know how deeply it hurt my daughter when she lost her son, and my wife and I, our grandson. My prayers to you, David, Michael, and Rossana. I agree with you, but be encouraged that you can see your brother again. To Warren's friends, disciples, and congregation, my prayers will continue to be with you all. May God continue to strengthen you and lift you up in this difficult time. Pastor Bernie and Elvira Aragão. Pastor Richard. Same gift of extemporaneous speaking, so I will be reading. Read with glasses on. Hi, I'm Rossana. I'm Warren's sister and the youngest in the family. Thank you all for coming today to celebrate Warren's life. I will be covering 3 main roles he played in mine and our family's lives, along with some fun facts. Warren served 3 main roles in my life. Firstly, he was our protector and guardian. As the oldest, he was tasked with watching over us and keeping us in line. He held my hand in public to protect me and prevent me from getting hurt or lost. He also kept us younger siblings from rolling down the hilly front lawn and onto the concrete sidewalk below. One night when our parents were out, Michael and I decided to use their bed as a trampoline. Warren came in and said, "Hey you guys, you better get down from there. You could fall and crack your heads. And besides, Mom and Dad are coming home and you'll get in trouble." So we reluctantly gave up our trampoline. Another time when I had mumps, he nicknamed me Mumbles. Our parents had a rule that you could not leave the table without finishing all your food. Well, I hated cream of mushroom soup, which the tuna casserole contained, so although they were gone a long while, I was still seated in the same spot with my food still on the plate. Warren came along and told me, "Hurry it up, Mumbles. Mom and Dad are coming home, and when they see you haven't finished, you're going to be in trouble." So I hid the remaining casserole in a paper towel when he wasn't looking and escaped the wrath of our parents. Secondly, Warren served as our spiritual leader, pastor, and counselor. In the mid-1980s, Warren attended the wedding of one of his best friends from childhood, Bernie. It was then that he accepted Jesus as his Lord and Savior. He never went back, but kept moving forward, being discipled, ushering, and then eventually pastoring. Michael spoke earlier of his leaving a medical legacy. Warren also left a powerful spiritual legacy and impacted countless lives with the gospel. He ministered to persons in the church, the streets, the men's central jail, in the hospitals, and to family members. His wife Lillian, our mom and I, along with cousins and our dad and other family members, also accepted Jesus into our hearts because of Warren. Whenever we were upset or distraught and in need of a listening ear, our mom and I would call Warren and listen calmly and patiently, provide wisdom and much needed perspective, leaving us more at peace. He loved Jesus and was always eager to share his passion, whether on the streets, from behind the pulpit, or in a casual conversation. Even if somebody got angry or belligerent and threw his flyers onto the ground, he always maintained his composure, responding kindly, gently, and with humility. Thirdly, Warren was a helper, encourager, comforter. He helped our dad lay ceramic tile in the kitchen and a bathroom, and the wooden floor in the den. He and our other brothers helped our dad grow a yard brimming with vegetables for us to eat. When he left for the Navy, I was still in elementary school. I'd write letters to him and relay news from home or maybe upsetting incidents from school. He'd write back encouraging letters that helped make life seem bearable once again. In 2008, when I was hospitalized, he'd visit me straight from work and pray for me for healing and restoration. In more recent years, he would stop by the house on Sunday afternoons, bring plates of food, give our mom and me hugs, pray over us, and tell us he loved us. And he'd write similar sentiments in all his cards. He sent me dolls and stuffed animals when he was in the Navy, including an enormous lion with lush lashes that I named Lillian. I thought it funny when he ended up dating and marrying a lovely woman named Lillian. In high school track, I overtrained and fractured both my femurs and woke up one morning barely able to move or walk. I didn't want to miss our yearbook team photo for a different extracurricular activity that day, so I called Warren and he promptly brought the walker that he'd been using for exercise dips for me to use and drove me to school. After that surgery in 2008 caused nerve damage affecting my mobility, Warren helped me get to medical appointments and family gatherings at restaurants. He also made numerous outings and trips possible. We both loved being on the ocean, breathing the fresh air, and enjoying the wind in our faces. So he accompanied me to the Channel Islands and touring to and about Catalina Island. In 2015, Warren and Lillian accompanied our dad on his visit back to the big island of Hawaii, his childhood home. Warren did all the driving and helped push me around in my wheelchair. Also in 2017, Warren drove us out of state to celebrate our grand-uncle Frank's 99th birthday. Those were precious times together with Warren and our family that I'll never forget. And now for a few fun facts. Warren loved buffets and ate almost anything. One time at Osaka buffet, he put a baby octopus in his mouth head first so its tentacles were sticking out. Then he shook his head like this, so the tentacles wiggled, effectively grossing out both me and our mom. Michael already talked about his being a lifelong exercise and fitness buff, so I guess we'll skip that. Once again, he loved action and science fiction movies, from Godzilla, The Mummy, and The Fly, to Avatar, Black Panther, and the Mission Impossible series, plus anything with superheroes or Bruce Lee. Warren also loved putting on accents for movie characters and practices Filipino accent with our Uncle Henry. Later, he got a real kick out of listening to and trying to imitate the Hawaiian pidgin accent. For example, in his work at the Auto Club, he received dispatch calls from Hawaii. He'd imitate, "Yeah, I'm stuck over here on the Kanaka Vivo Ole Highway." One time when we were having lunch, our mom told a funny story from a visit she and our dad had made to Hawaii, and was repeating what our grandma Josephine said, complete with a heavy pidgin accent. Warren laughed so hard that the water he drank went down the wrong way. He always enjoyed church fellowships and family gatherings, talking and laughing with others and fondly reminiscing. One of his recollections was from when he was stationed in Europe while in the Navy. Warren took a train to visit our Auntie Tiny in Spain. En route, he met two men on the train who revealed that our surname Javier is actually of Basque origin. I miss my wonderful brother Warren terribly, as we all do. I am thankful for, and will forever remember, Warren's love, joy, kindness, equanimity, willingness to listen, and example. The memories we made I will always cherish in my heart. I feel sad and grieved at his passing, yet I am comforted knowing that he is with Jesus, walking heaven's streets of gold. Amen. I'm also grateful that the separation is only temporary, and we will see Warren again someday.
He has now seen face to face the Lord whom he loved with all his heart, soul, mind, and strength. He loved others and has been reunited with family, pastors, and friends who went before him. And maybe he is enjoying, as one of her cousins put it, a huge luau in heaven, where they all welcomed him with open arms. We will always love and miss you, Warren. Please give our love and biggest aloha to everyone, including Sausage, Bolo, and 8 Ball. Till we meet again.